So if you're like any normal investor, right now you're probably pooping your pants. We have the stock market being as volatile as it's ever been. We have issues over in China in terms of regulation. We have the Fed looking at tapering, which is definitely not good for stocks in the short term. And now we have lizard person Elon Musk building a robot that could start Doomsday and end human life as we know it. Whatever you're thinking is, this is definitely uncertain times for the stock market, which prompted the idea for this video. What 3 stocks could you buy in a recession, a correction, or even just in the dip? What stocks are good to buy if the world does enter this doomsday scenario? What stocks could you buy in a full-out recession? In this video, I'm going to give you 3 stocks that I will be looking at buying if we do have a full-out correction, recession, or even if Elon Musk does take over. Now, the stock market usually is a scary place. If you look on Reddit, it's all about the suits trying to take money from the little person so that they can go and buy their 5th yacht this year. But reality is, it's actually a good way where a sensible investor, someone with a cool head, can make a lot of money, make long-term growth, and help secure their financial freedom. If you have a sensible head, and you have to realize that no matter what happens to the stock market today, there's a high probability. In fact, I would bet my last bottom dollar, because if I'm wrong, I don't really have a dollar to give you, that in 15 years time, no matter what happens, the stock market will be higher than where it is today. And if we go over a longer period, 20 years, I pretty much guarantee you I'll even give you my dog that this stock market will be higher in 20 years time. Some would even argue in 5 years time, even if a recession hit today. So we do know that the stock market will rebound at some point. But trust me, I'm also not made of wood. I right now am quite fearful, and I consider myself one of the more experienced investors here on YouTube. I've been investing for way over 15 years. I've had a decent career in finance and actually semi-retired in my early 30s. And I am also petrified to the point that I have started selling out of some of my stocks already. If you're a member of our Patreon, and guess what? You can go and sign up on Patreon and get some exclusive perks down in the description, but you will see that I have been slowly selling out of some of my sort of more speculative plays, tech plays, and things of the sort, cashing in and keeping cash there. I have also been making some purchases in preparation for this crash. And let me tell you, the correction, the crash, the recession, the doomsday, whatever you want to call it, is coming. It will come at some point. Now, the stock market may rally up in the next 2 years and never look back, but reality is, at some point a correction is coming and you need to be prepared. Now, speaking of the doomsday scenario from our overlord Elon Musk.
Hey guys.
Gary from down the pub let me into a little secret. If you gently caress that like button just one time until it turns blue, it will send a signal to the robot society that Elon Musk is controlling that they should not take over your family when doomsday does occur. So make sure your family is protected, make sure that like button is turned blue. Now, moving on, if doomsday did happen, what stocks should you buy? So look, we do know that the stock market, no matter what happens, will recover at some point in the future. It's pretty much common knowledge at this point that we know you can continuously buy every single month into the S&P 500 and you will make money over a long period of time. But we are not aiming to do that. We are aiming to beat the market. And what we need to do there is we need to have a plan. And in a recession, the plan is more important. What stocks can you buy that will do well? And there's a very easy mentality and a very easy, simple approach that I remember learning like 10, 15 years ago. And I can't remember for the life of me where I actually heard this, so please bear with me. If you do know where this is from, I'm pretty sure it's from a book. Let me know down in the comments. But what you should buy in a recession is what you're already buying. And that is things that you need. Think about it. A doomsday scenario happened. Elon Musk's robots are taking over the world and letting you still go out shopping. You're not going to be buying Netflix. It's not on the top of your agenda. So what would you be buying? You'd be buying food and toilet roll. We've seen this happen with panic during the Miley Cyrus. We've seen people running into shops like Walmart and fighting each other over the last toothbrush. So think, in a recession, what are the things that you have to buy? And that starts with the first company I'd be looking at, Walmart. Now, of course, if you're in the UK and you want to buy a UK company, you could buy something like Tesco. But long story short, I think these supermarkets and these food providers will do very well. And obviously, Walmart is a worldwide brand, which everybody knows and loves. They offer a decent dividend and they have a proven track record in a recession scenario. Walmart also has great growth potential because it's moving more as an online store and even has a same-day delivery option, which is really working on increasing. We've seen that even if a recession didn't come, Walmart should do well in the future because of its adjustments to the new clients in Gen Z and millennials, because we are the laziest people the human race has ever seen. Walmart's realized that we don't want to go wait in a queue and we can deliver this straight to somebody's door and they can capitalize on that. But if a recession did hit, because that's what we care about, why is Walmart good? Well, again, their proven track record. And not only that, in this 2008 downward spiral where the economy was going down the toilet, Walmart actually smashed it out the park with their earnings per share, which led them to increase their dividend by 8% in a massive all-out recession. That is massive testament to Walmart's strategy and how the fact that they can survive a decent recession. I think Walmart is definitely a great company that everybody should be looking at, but I would not be going in and buying now and waiting for a recession. With all stocks, if the stock market falls, these stocks should come down a little bit, but Walmart is definitely one I think you could slowly buy into on the way down, and it would pay literal dividends when the market starts to recover. At the end of the day, everybody will need dog food, food, and toilet roll. So now, before moving on to the second stock, I need to feed my family in a robot recession and also stock up on bullets. So if you sign up with eToro on the pinned comment, sign up, deposit, and make a trade via that link, then you do get lifetime access to the LWT eToro chat room, and we can set up our strategic plans to retake over Earth there in the chat room. So go ahead, sign up with the link down on the pinned comment. So now, in the Elon Musk apocalypse, we have food sorted. Food is done, we have food, and we sort of have some beverages. What else do we need? What else are we buying in this sort of all-out doomsday scenario? Well, we need energy, we need water, and we need power. And this is another thing that sort of is very generic, and it is a big sector that you need to pick from. So I have picked that if you're in the UK, BP, British Petroleum, which is a company I do love. There's many videos of it on the channel. You can check one out up there. But also I have picked Exxon Mobil. Now, you could pick any utility company here that has a high dividend because they should do quite well also in a bottoming out recession. But I want to stress these companies will also fall with the market like every other company will, but you can for sure buy in slowly and steadily on the way down. And while you're waiting for the world to establish that the world has not ended, you're going to get a hefty dividend along the way. That's why I like these two companies. They're both decent in their sector. I do prefer BP because they have a lot of renewable projects, but if that doesn't come off, they still have a lot of oil and their dividend is healthy too. And Exxon Mobil, well, they're one of the best dividend payers out there. So the idea is that people will still be buying oil, they'll still be putting petrol in their cars, and we still will be using plastics. So Exxon Mobil, BP, they're my two picks, but you could also pick any utility company as long as it's a safe, legitimate company, because the ticker symbol PCG, I think it is, well, they're in a world of crap because of, well, forest fires and things of the sort. So yeah, just be careful if you are picking a utility that you've done your own due diligence, which is one of the reasons why I picked BP and Exxon, because even if there is an oil spill, these companies have shown resilience and can rebound from it. And again, their high dividend is definitely a big bonus. Okay, so now we have power, we have food, we have dog food. What else do we need? Netflix? Well, maybe if you're locked in at home, but no, you shouldn't be buying Netflix in a recession because I think tech stocks as a whole will be one of the hardest hit because they're one of the most overpriced if you go on PE ratios and stuff like that. But what else do you need? Seriously, ask yourself, if the world was in another sort of Miley Cyrus situation, what stuff would you be buying? Now, we are in a very unique situation here in terms of the next correction, the next recession. And I might do a video on my thoughts because I don't think the world's going to be as bad as people expect. But we are in a very unique situation that we know the causes of this crash. If we go back to the dot-com bubble, when it burst, nobody thought it was going to crash. If we go back to the mortgage crisis, people were laughing at investors like Michael Burry shorting mortgages, shorting bonds. And now we actually know why this correction will come. Fed tapering, Chinese regulation, and overpriced stocks. A lot of new retail investors definitely adds fuel to the fire as well, but we do have a lot of indicators, and now we are a lot more prepared because of things like YouTube and social media. So we do know it's coming and we can prepare right now. So what companies should you buy? If you're thinking things like Tesla, AMC, well, I'm sorry, but they're going to be hit the hardest. You should really think about sectors that you will be going and buying, and that's why I have picked toothpaste. I have picked a company called Procter & Gamble, a company a lot of people don't even know exists, but I guarantee you have used and heard of their products. They own companies like Oral-B, Head & Shoulders, and things of the sort. They own a lot of health and hygiene products, and I guarantee you these products will not really fall too much in a recession because girls will still need to wash their hair and pamper themselves, and guys will still need to shave. Not this guy though. Speaking of which, they also own Gillette. But they're considered a dividend aristocrat. They have solid dividends, they pay you a great dividend, and they have great growth potential. They literally own hundreds and hundreds of brands that we all know and love and will continue buying in a recession. So I do think this company will have us covered. So in Elon Musk's doomsday scenario, we have our food, our cupboards are stocked, we have our house powered, and we also have our toiletries, toilet roll, toothpaste, razor blades. Of course, I don't need them, but we have everything covered in terms of necessities and essentials. Now, this is the sort of mentality I want you to take because that is the worst case scenario. Now, on a recession, it could last a year, it could last a couple of weeks. We don't really know. But I think these companies are definitely companies we should be buying into in a correction market, because even if we didn't have a full-out recession, they're going to do very well long term. So these are companies that I genuinely am looking at buying, and some companies that I do hold. And if you want to see this in more depth, you can sign up with Patreon and see my whole portfolio. Check out some exclusive perks down in the description. But I do want to ask one favor of you. I know you've already smashed that like button, but we usually have a code word on this channel. And the code word, I'm going to leave it up to your imagination. Let's say a full-out recession happens tomorrow. Let me know one thing down in the comments, as funny as you can make it with a serious face, what you will be buying still in a recession. Drop that down in the comments, funniest comment wins, and whoever gets the most likes, I'll give you free access to the eToro chat room. So go ahead, make sure you drop that comment down below. That's it from me, be safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, peace.